I'm Mark Dosh. Welcome to Clocker's Corner at Santa Anita for March 31st, 2010, 3 days before the Santa Anita Derby. I caught up with trainer of the morning line favorite, Bob Baffert.
Dirt hit him, he jumped up a few times and he started getting used to it. And and then after that, they came over on him and clipped heels and he jumped in the air and whacked himself like 3 times pretty good. Then he didn't lose his composure. He just sat back there and he waited, and then he swung him out and I thought, boy, he's got to be a really good horse if he's going to run this other horse down. So. And he comes and does it, and when he hits the wire, he just threw his ears up like it was no big deal. So that's like, it gave me that's where I really felt really good about having a really solid Derby horse.
He had not worked it over the dirt at Oakland, right? He just shipped in and ran?
Just shipped in and ran.
How far out would you come in from the Derby?
I'm going to come in there on the 12th.
Which would allow 2 works?
I don't know. I'll just get there first. I got to get through here first.
What are you looking for this weekend?
I want a good showing. We need to run 1, 2, 3. I think we need to run well, as long as he's right there. Just get through there. And,
Is he tighter than the Rebel?
yeah, I lost a week on him when he got banged up. I couldn't do a lot with him, and but he worked well the other day, but he's a horse that stays pretty fit. I can get him ready really quick. That's the thing about him. He's one of those, he's a horse that's sort of like, just don't want to do too much with him because he gets ready really quick.
You think he might be a little bit closer to the pace in the Santa Anita Derby so that Sydney's Candy doesn't get an easy lead?
You know what? We're not even, Sydney's Candy in there, we're not even going to, we just want to worry about him. I just want him to get around. As I told him, like in the Rebel, I just want to get a good experience out of this. If he finishes up, if he wins, fine. If not, don't worry about it. He won. And the same thing, we just want to see how he breaks, put him in a comfortable spot, and then go on from there. Because I know the minute we got him in the dirt, he really he moves so much better in the dirt than he does here. This is not really one of his favorite surfaces.
How would you compare where he's at now compared to Pioneer of the Nile last year?
They're 2 different types of horses. Pioneer of the Nile was a bigger, big, long, striding horse that sort of was becoming like sort of one-dimensional. Wanting to get up there, high cruiser. With this horse, you can just keep him. You can put him wherever you want. When you push the button, he will just accelerate, just take you right there real quick. So that's a big plus.
Do you let yourself think about winning the Derby again with this guy?
Well, we think about it, but I have to get him there first because you have to get until you put the saddle on him. And here at Old Kentucky Home, and you're walking up to your box, you just say to yourself, I made it. From now it's out of my hands, and you just enjoy the moment. But he's a horse that I usually know, like the last work, if I have a chance to win it. I don't know now. It's too early, but I'll know when I get there and I work him. I usually know pretty much if I have a chance. I know when I worked Pioneer of the Nile, his last work, I remember working him and he worked really well, and I got like goosebumps, and I thought, oh, I told Jill, I think we got a good chance. And then I saw Rachel work like about 10 minutes later. I thought, oh my, I'm glad she's not in the Derby. But it's a good feeling, but I don't let it get, I have other horses and I'm trying to get there also. So.
Speaking of, Conveyance, as long as he continues to do well.
Yeah, you know what? I was really puzzled by his last race. I don't know why he was so tired. He was already done when he hit the top of the stretch, so that's not him. So I don't know why he was exhausted. Usually he's not that way, so I don't know if the altitude got him, or I was training him here to relax a little bit. Maybe I didn't do enough with him. I don't know. I'm trying to blame myself for it, but I'm going to take him and I'm going to work him over there and see how he handles it. I think he's the kind of horse that I think I should have just let him roll. I think he's a horse that just wants, let him roll instead of trying to hold him back. I think he just wants to do his thing, and so if I take him, I'll just let him roll.
How many others are you looking at taking?
Well, I have that Game On dude that we took over after the Florida Derby. We have him at Keeneland. I'm either going to run him, I'm going to work him Monday, Keeneland, or run him in the Bluegrass or the Coolmore. I really like that horse. I mean, he got tired. He's just young. Yeah.
Who bought him?
The same guys as Sinister Minister. Bernie, Moody, Lanny, and Joe Torre. He's got a.
Oh yeah.
He's
Joe's
part of
got
that.
a little
He's got.
Well, worked for you last time. Now, had you run him once, Sister Minister, before you ran him in the Bluegrass? Had you had him?
Yeah, he'd run.
He ran out here in an allowance.
He hadn't even won. Yeah, hit the rail at Golden Gate. Then he
Yeah, so you
worked.
had him for
I was going to go
practices.
to Arkansas with him. I remember. He worked incredibly well. I remember I had Garrett Gomez work him, and he worked in the dirt. Just incredible. Oh man, the way and I changed my mind. I said I'm going to go to Keeneland.
You wouldn't probably make that decision now with him. The same horse going to Keeneland.
No.
That was the last Bluegrass on dirt, wasn't
I
it?
know.
When you look at the rest of the prospects at this point, I mean, it's sort of you and Escondera, and then nobody seems to.
Well, I
look
think
like they
it's
belong.
too early. I think the Mountain 8 is when you start seeing horses. You see horses that can start, reaching their max. So the Mountain 8 separates them. So that's where the separation starts. So I think the next 2 weeks, believe me, it'll change. I think Escondera, he won't change. He's a really good horse. He's a serious horse.
Was he on your radar when? Did you try to buy him or anything?
Who?
Escondera?
No, he's owned by Zion.
No, I know,
Yeah, but
but
there's all these rumors about.
No, I never did. No. He was.
Well,
I mean, he's had people make a good run at it, but I don't know what. He never tells me what's going on. So.
why did you not get him and Fletcher got him?
Because they thought he was a turf horse, so they're going to leave him back east.
How'd the program come out of Louisiana?
He was okay. He didn't really. Sort of disappointed in his race. I might freshen him up. I think he's the kind of horse that'll be better for the Belmont. It's better suited for that. Just one pace, go along. The other day he was behind the horses, never could relax. It was just so.
What about Richard's kid? When is he coming back and how's he doing?
Richard's kid, he came back well. He'll be back this week.
Kind of a victim of the pace scenario over there?
It was sort of disappointing. Also, he really was going to run a big race.
It was a weird race.
Yeah, nobody went. They galloped around there, half of 52. Just ridiculous. When they were all bundled up there, I thought, oh my God, what's going on here? And those tight turns, I think you have to be sort of near the rail or whatever. But I wish I would have taken Misremembered there and skipped the Santa Anita Derby. He could have loped around there in the lead, made $6 million.
How hectic was it for you last week with 3 horses running in 3 different parts of the world and then, of course, the operation here?
We're set up for that, so it wasn't that bad.
Let me do something. Are you guys done with the pressing stuff here? We're trying Zenyatta. This is why I brought this.
Yeah.
We're trying to put video in with sound. She seems to have a big personality and sort of a presence. Have you noticed, watched, seen anything from her?
Yeah, when she does the dance,
Yeah.
coming out of the paddock, it's pretty funny. And I remember being in the paddock with her for the Breeders' Cup because I had Richard's kid in there. She came in there and she was doing the dance in the walking ring, and it's almost like she knows. Horses, they get to the point where they know they're the main. They're like, she's like this big beast, like. But her personality is she just knows that Mike Smith, he just sits on her, and then when he gives her the cue, she just goes, and then she just gets going at the end. So